Welcome everybody to another episode of Stand Your Ground Studio. This is Scott, and I made this video real quick because all day today I've been seeing some news about Planet 9 pop up in the news, and just before going to bed I happened to read another article about it, and I felt compelled to make this video because it's just yet another major scientific claim that's coming out, and it's just one out of a long parade where they seem to really want to be pushing there's something on the horizon, there's more life out there than we know. And I always go skimming through these articles looking for not really the science of it all, because my personal belief is that anything that comes from, say, NASA or another space agency, I'm more than suspicious of it. I don't have any particular views on whether or not we have a space station out in space or whether or not the planet's shaped a certain way. I just know that I don't trust. I don't look for this stuff for scientific truth, is what I'm saying. I'm looking for the narrative that they're spinning for us. And it always seems to be leading towards pushing for life. We're always about like 80-90% of the way there to finding life. We've almost found life. And that's what you go skimming through any article. They always put up the pretense of being scientific and objective, and they're just really waiting eagerly to get to the part where they talk about aliens and life and all that, because that's the bell they're ringing and that's what they want us to hear. So Planet 9, it's here. They said so. Why not? Right? It's not 100% actually, and you can see on the screen these two guys right here, Mike Brown and Konstantin Badaglin. I'm going to say that's how I'm pronouncing it. They apparently set out to research the potential existence of this thing. So apparently they're finding there's some gravitational pull of all these objects like comets or whatever out past Pluto. And the only thing that could do it is something the size of maybe Neptune. So they're saying it's Planet 9. And you can see on the screen here, the likelihood has jumped from 40% to 60%. And they always push it. They always push it a little bit further. And so you're right at the bottom. Brown said he puts the odds at Planet 9 being real as maybe 90%. You never know. You don't know. It's almost always there. So they throw some science at you. You can read up on this on yourself. These are the two guys behind it. I really don't know anything about them. I'm not going to spend all day looking to see if they have any type of connections or if we've heard from them before. But here they are, and this is generally what they're claiming, that it's somewhere between the size of Earth and Neptune. It's the way they say these things, too. It's like, wow, it's got 5,000 times the mass of Pluto. And they're always getting ready. The narrative is that this is the guy who, quote unquote, killed Pluto, turning it into a dwarf, giving it the dwarf classification. So now he's the guy who's going to find the ninth planet and put the ninth planet back into our solar system. That's just the way they're framing it. Other people can look into this if they want. I know first thing that popped in my mind is Planet X or Nibiru or however you pronounce that. I've never followed that. In fact, even before making this video, I had to look it up just to see what Planet X is all about, because that's one of those things I've just kind of walked around. Whenever we get to the point where people start telling us, people like myself make videos and they're like, oh, here's the planet that's coming, and they know what's out in space, I kind of walk away from stuff like that. I just wait to see what we're told and go based off of that. Because about a few months ago, it was way in the back of my mind, yeah, maybe they'll do this whole alien thing. Aliens will show up. Maybe it'll be an actual ship. Maybe it'll be a hologram. And ever since, August, September, they've just hit us with a parade of just the craziest announcements, and mostly from NASA. And they're always loaded with some sort of odd messaging. And, personally, I'm not really convinced by some of the graphics they put up there. That's me. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You can say what you believe below. I'm just pointing out a trend. So the trend I want to point out is how they keep saying, there's life out there, and they make it so impossible. They're making it seem impossible that there can't be life, and they're just really hitting on that note over and over again. So what I've noticed is stuff like this. Wired UK from July. Discovery of a second Earth in deep space. Just these quotes here that I was pulling up. This individual saying that the data showed planets similar to Earth were, quote unquote, common throughout the galaxy. We'll just stumble upon it at some time, and it'll just be, it's not that far out there, is what they're basically trying to say. And over here, CNN, a more recent one, there was something ongoing about a star dimming in a way that is just not, it can't happen in the amount of time that it's happening. So, they keep bringing up aliens. Okay, so then I saw this little snippet up on my screen a few days ago. It's just the way they talk about it. Okay, well, it's not aliens, but it could be aliens, So, even just a couple of links down, these incredible alien worlds are real. They always have to kind of put it up there and just at arm's length. Washington Post, NASA estimates 1 billion Earths in our galaxy alone. Not 1 million, but a billion, all right? So we're talking about how it's... Oh, yeah, here we go. The block quote down here, second paragraph. That's a billion planets where human beings or their genetically modified descendants, as well as their dogs and cats and tomato plants and crepe myrtle trees and ladybugs and earthworms and whatnot, could plausibly live. It's plausible. It's all plausible. That's what script's all about. It's not whether it's possible. It's whether... That's actually one of the script writing rules I was told over a decade ago. It's not whether it's possible. It's whether it's plausible. A couple weeks ago, Hillary Clinton bringing up the whole aliens may have visited us already, and she'll get to the bottom of it, which brings up how Bill Clinton said it so many years ago on, I think, Jimmy Kimmel Live. Again, they're just ringing that bell over and over and over again. One other point I want to bring up is timing. Really good with timing. I think we all remember they announced water had existed on Mars right the same week that The Martian came out, which had a whole segment about being able to... he saved himself through botany. And it was just one giant NASA commercial from what I hear. But in November, Black Knight Decoded came out. And as we all know, it was signals being received and finally being decoded by, individuals just like you and me. And, no matter what the establishment can do or tries to do, we're going to get through. And these things are going to show us how to live one united, peaceful world, despite the fact that the movie itself had ties to DHS and DOD and all that. But take a look at the timing. Remember, it was about them being able to receive and decode these signals. So Black Knight Decoded comes out November 18th, November 27th. They ring that bell again. Are these mystery signal messages from aliens? Strange radio waves that, it's, double and quintuple radio waves. The odds are so unlikely. And it's another one of those articles where they, pretend for so many paragraphs to sound scientific, and then they just aliens this, aliens that, aliens this. And it's just hammering it away. So it seems to me like they're setting us up for something. And like with any video, you got to end where you started, or at least end on some note. So I'll go back to the original article I started with. And I found a quote, from some other experts saying, I don't see any alternative explanation to that offered by these two guys. We're going to find it someday. The question is when. And when, I think it's going to be soon, not right away. I just wanted to put this out there. I didn't do any more thorough research than this. I'm just pointing out all the interesting timing and how it keeps accelerating. Everybody, leave comments below. Tell me what you think. I'm not a huge Planet X fan, but maybe somebody else has some information I don't know about. As always, please like and subscribe, or if you hate it, hey, share it anyway. I don't mind. All right, thank you for listening, and I'll catch you next time.